Customer pick, Bose Wave music system for it to come back. I never thought we would see it again. Honestly, we've been waiting so long for this quantity to arrive, and I never thought we'd see that new low price again.
Extraordinary. Like you said, it's been 18 months since we've been able to do this, so we are very, very excited to be able to offer it at this kind of value. Very quick background on me. Any of you guys who watch HSN regularly might know I've been an electronics contributor here. I sell a lot of computers and a lot of tablets and a lot of smartphones and printers, and I sell HP. But what I really am, what I was born to be, what I've been my whole life, is a professional musician. Since I was 15, I started playing in churches and started playing in theaters, and I always make the joke that when other kids were babysitting, you know, to make lunch money, I was playing the piano for churches, but it's true. So it is my extraordinary pleasure, as a guy who's been a live musician, who's played in orchestra pits, who's played with ensembles, who's played with live drums and played with live guitars and been at the keyboards while I'll never forget, one of the best ever. I got to play with Sandy Patty's trumpet player once. You'll appreciate that. Ooh. That was the best trumpet player I ever played with. He was wonderful. Anyway, and I know what it feels like to be in the middle of live music, is my point. Now I'm gonna turn this music up a little bit more so you can hear a little bit more clearly. Just some nice kind of soft listening here. In fact, you know what? I'll hop to our next track and see what. Yeah, we're bringing it down. Maybe we'll bring it up a little bit here, though. So, well, yeah, let's play some Christmas music while I talk about this. So, the only thing as a musician my whole life that I can liken to being in the middle of a live orchestra or in the middle of other live musicians is the Bose music system. There is nothing quite like the Bose Wave music system, and there are reasons for that, and I'm going to talk about them later. I'm going to talk about the Bose wavelength technology, which changes everything. It's the reason that something this small, that weighs a couple of pounds, it's about 16 inches wide, about 8 inches deep, only about 4 inches tall. In the past, you would have to install a system in your house. You would have to have a subwoofer, and you would have to have a tweeter, and you would have to have cables and cables and cables, and equipment and equipment and equipment. And with this, it is quite the opposite. In fact, I'm gonna eject this CD just to show you. You need a plug. This plugs into the wall, that's all it does. You don't have to worry about connecting to Wi-Fi. You don't have to worry about connecting to anything. Now, we do recommend, Sarah's mentioned it once, I will continue to mention it, because this incredible Wavecast amplifier turns your speaker into a smart speaker. You can now actually, and this is brand new, you can hook it up to 2 Bluetooth devices, so maybe your phone, your husband's phone, you guys can go back and forth listening to music and listening to books and listening to podcasts and listening to Spotify and all that kind of stuff. But here's how simple this is. You know, remember, yeah, and we just popped that up again for you. It makes so much sense to buy these together. I set up electronics for a living, right? So sometimes it's really nice to plug something in and to pop in a CD, you know, that I had, and many of us have had for years and years and years, and to let it load, and for that to be the only technical thing that we do, period. And then we'll maybe have a little, okay, I'm gonna turn this up and Sarah's gonna dance. I don't know if you all know, but Sarah is a professional dancer, a former rockette. There we go.
This isn't exactly what I'm trained in, but I'm doing my best imitation of a, is it a salsa? Is it a merengue? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. 2 and 3 and 1 and 2.
There you go. In a minute, we can just tendu.
Okay, yeah. When in doubt, I'll do a high kick.
Exactly.
But I mean, that's what music makes you want to do, right?
It changes.
It fills your body with energy and excitement, and it takes you back to another time. It reminds you of maybe your favorite memories. Maybe it was your wedding song. Maybe it was what you danced to in the 70s or the 80s or the 90s. Or maybe you love R&B. Maybe you love opera. Maybe you love classical. Maybe you love jazz. Maybe you love Broadway. Does Broadway sound like a good type of music? I'm just wondering, Aaron, because we are both big fans of some of those big Broadway musicals.
Twist my arm a little bit. Yeah, we can listen to a little Broadway. We're going to listen to some classical music. We're going to listen to some Vivaldi in a minute. We have all kinds of great things to listen to, and that's one of the keys with the Bose Wave music system. And we sort of touched on this for a minute, but you know, we all lived through this really difficult past 2.5 years, right? And I've been broadcasting from my home for 2.5 years by myself. And it would be exciting, you know, I would do a show and then the show would turn off, and all of a sudden, I'd gotten everybody out of the house so that I could do a show, and all of a sudden it was really quiet and really lonely. And there was nothing like turning on the radio, or popping in a CD, or using the Wavecast transmitter to play my favorite Spotify channel, it instantly changes your mood. It is like a shot of happiness.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I'm so proud to bring the #1 selling Bose product at HSN, one of the most iconic sound companies in the world. The #1 selling product here is the Bose Wave music system. We have an extraordinary value. Again, in a couple of minutes, I'm going to get into the technology behind how Dr. Amar Bose and his colleagues developed a system that sounds so different with patented revolutionary technology than any other music system of its type or size.
There's nothing like it. There's literally no imitation. They really have an unparalleled reputation in the music industry. This is like a luxury brand. You'll hear about Bose in some of the most famous landmarks all over the world. You've heard about Bose in some of the most incredible technology, not only here in the US, but some of the most famous landmarks. So if you've always wanted to try Bose, if you have a CD collection you haven't listened to in years because, like most of us, you may not even have a way to play your CDs anymore. Or maybe you just love your talk radio in the morning. Or maybe you love to wake up to music. You can set the alarm to wake up to music, or to wake up to a CD, or to wake up to the radio, or to wake up to a buzzer. This is a fabulous way to bring music back into your life, but there's only one day we're gonna do this very special offer, and today is your Bose Wave Music System Day. We've been waiting a year and a half to bring it back as a today's special, under $300. Let me tell you who has this. No one. No one has the Bose Wave Music System for under $300. They do have it at Bose.com for $499. I like our price a whole lot better. In fact, so does Bose. So they partnered with us and said, okay, you guys, we know you have a lot of Bose Wave Music System fans out there that watch HSN. One day only, we're gonna give you $200 off. And today is our free shipping day. So you also get to lock it in with free shipping. That's just for today. And then we also have interest-free monthly payments. So if you have a major credit card, you've got a MasterCard, a Visa, American Express, you've got a Discover card, you have an HSN card, a Q card, a Zulily card. If you got a card, we can get it out to you for about $60 a month. And you have the next 5 months to pay that off interest-free. If you're not an HSN card member, you can save $10 off a single item when you open and use an HSN card again. Now I'm gonna dance again because I hear the spicy salsa music. But there's one more thing I want to mention. First of all, I hope you're placing your order right now. They already are getting very, very popular. And while you're placing your order, you might want to consider this. It's called HSN Protection Plus. If you want to add that hassle-free protection, covers accidental drops and spills, all that good stuff. You can ask about that, add that to your order. And then don't forget about adding our incredible Bluetooth receiver to your order. When you add this small little extra bonus, it's about $33.
So smart.
That means you can actually stream, in addition to playing the radio, the CD, and all of your favorite music here, you can stream music from any of your Bluetooth devices that you already have. How many of us have music on our phone, or we have Spotify, or we have Pandora? Maybe you have podcast apps, you have Audible, you have audiobooks, you have your favorite music on a computer or a laptop or an old iPad. With that little addition of the Bluetooth receiver, you can now have music from all of your sources all in one. I mean, this is such a nice upgrade from, remember the old days we had all those big sound systems and you had to have speakers and I don't even know what all those components were, and you had to do the wires.
You had to have the tweeters and you had to have the subwoofers, you had to have the wires everywhere. You know, one of the nice things about if you pick up the Bluetooth receiver, you can watch Netflix on your iPad, but you can hear Netflix on your Bose speakers, which is a whole different experience. You sort of mentioned that setting up a stereo system, and I will never forget when my parents built a room on the back of their house, probably in, gosh, it was the late 80s, and one of the biggest things is they put in a stereo system, and I'll never forget, it was a huge deal, and at the time a huge expense for them to have Bose speakers. They were really proud because Bose is the leader. Bose is the gold standard for sound and has been. In a minute, I'll talk to you guys about, as I said, I've been a professional musician my whole life. 3 times in my life I've been involved with churches and theaters that were putting in new sound systems. And I'll tell you the very first thing, they decide, they look at their budget, they look at their donors, and it's either we're gonna get a Bose system or we're gonna get something subpar. It's that we're gonna get something not as good. If you can get the best, you get Bose, period. For example, Bose is used by the NFL. So if you're watching NFL games and you see the coaches on the side and they have their earphones on, those are NFL headphones, or those are, excuse me, are Bose headphones. If you go to Madison Square Gardens, one of the most iconic venues in America, and you hear a concert, the speakers there, you guessed it, are Bose speakers. They're all over. If you go to, this is my favorite, the Sistine Chapel, one of the most beautiful works of art ever in the universe. The Sistine Chapel uses Bose sound technology and Bose speakers. Last but not least, if you go to the moon, if you're lucky enough, the speakers the astronauts use, because the technology is so extraordinary, are Bose speakers. So it is found all over. What I would love to do, we have kind of a features overview. We're about 10, 15 minutes in. I'd love to go through this features overview. Then I'm gonna throw it to Sarah, and then I'm gonna talk about the Waveguide technology, which changes everything. I'm gonna talk about how sound is really air and movement, and show that to you in a really unique way with a candle demonstration. But let's roll a video for you now. I just wanna go over some of the high level things. Again, room filling sound. That is what's key here. We're in a 40,000 square foot studio and it fills the room. With two waveguides that connect to the speakers, they deliver sound performance well beyond its size. Two 26-inch waveguides on each side. It is sleek, it compacts, it fits anywhere in your house. There's touch-top controls, so if you touch it, it turns off. It's really, really simple. In fact, I'm gonna just touch it right now. The sound went away, right? A front-loading CD slot player, AM/FM radio, 12 different presets, an input to connect your portable devices. We're recommending the Wavecast Paw today, which is your Bluetooth system. It includes a remote control, and then one other really cool thing, dual independent alarms. So if you get up at a certain time and your sweetie gets up at a certain time, you can have 2 alarms set. And you know what's really cool? We live in Florida, so as we go into hurricane season and that sort of thing, this has a 48-hour backup battery on it as well. So even if the electricity goes out, you're not gonna miss your alarm in the morning, which I think is awesome, Sarah. They have not missed a thing. Again, this is the iconic piece of Bose technology, and it will change the course of sound in your home.
That's so true. And the fact is, it is not only room-filling sound, but it doesn't take up a lot of room, right? Sometimes big things come in really small packages. And let me show you how it fits right into maybe a console. Maybe you have an entertainment center. Maybe you have a bookshelf. Maybe you have a kitchen counter. Maybe you have a little bedside table, and you're like, I don't know if it'll fit there. Let me give you the dimensions. It's about 14.5 inches across. Front to back, it's about 8.5 inches, but it's less than 5 inches high. And everyone is getting the remote. This is a new and improved remote, by the way. It also comes with all the batteries. So they're raised buttons. They're really easy to see and read. You can change the sound, of course, the volume. You can go from radio to CD to auxiliary. In fact, I can actually play something right now and get something started, so you can sort of hear what kind of incredible sound can come out of these. So that's the wonderful thing about Bose, is that once you have that remote in your hand, you could be sitting on the couch, you could be sitting maybe in bed. Maybe you don't have to get out of bed anymore to turn on and off your music. So that's the wonderful benefit of having the Bose. And think about it. If you look around at all the products that we're buying and searching for every single day, inflation is very real. The prices of most products have been going up. Well, that's where it's different here today at HSN. With the Bose Wave Music System 4, the price has actually come down. This is the lowest price we have ever offered. In the history of offering the Bose Wave Music System, it's never been less than $299. It's been 18 months since we've had this low price. We're kind of going back in time, and we're giving you the best value that we've ever offered. It's also the best value that we've ever offered here at HSN. And it's the lowest price you'll find anywhere in the market. So here we have one right in front of our big screen television, and you can see it doesn't interfere with any of your other beautiful televisions or your electronics or even your decor. It fits beautifully into any space. You can hear how amazing that sounds. We've got a microphone next to that speaker, so it really does make the room feel like it's come alive, like you're sitting right there at the the front row of the concert. Think about your favorite band, your favorite orchestra, that favorite live music event where you could like actually feel it, like all the way through your bones, right? Your body was just vibrating with every little note of the music. You'll hear instruments that you haven't heard before. In fact, you're gonna hear music the way the artist originally intended for you to hear it. In fact, this is why this is our big customer pick here at HSN. Rave reviews, love it. I really love this player. The sound is crisp and clear and the bass is just right. So if you are tired of listening to music from your tiny little phones and your tiny little tablets and the tingy little speakers that are on your laptop or even on your television, this is a whole new world. This is room-filling, immersive sound. You really feel like you're right there. And that's what we love about music. Music, it's the soundtrack of our lives. It helps you remember some of the fondest memories. Maybe it was the first song that you and your spouse danced to, or maybe it's the songs that were playing in the car when you were in high school and you were hanging out with your best friends. Maybe it's the music that you traveled and did road trips to, right? That's how we kind of connect with our past. Yeah. So if there's someone in your life that you would love to bring music to, is it mom? Is it dad? Is it a loved one? Maybe it's your home that you would love to bring the music back. Maybe there's an entire CD collection you haven't listened to in years because what happened, Aaron, to CD players?
Sure.
Right? All of our sound systems and entertainment systems are now gone. Even our laptops, most of them do not have a CD player. But we still have this CD collection that we've invested in over the years.
About 10% of new laptops that we sell here at HSN have a CD player in them. One of the problems is, and one of the reasons, quite frankly, we don't know how long Bose will be able to make this, even for us, is because it's harder and harder to get the components. And Bose will only buy and source the very best CD players in the world. If it's not the best CD player in the world, they don't want it. They're not going to put it in one of their systems because it's not going to sound like the legendary Bose sound. Same thing with the AM, FM radios and tuners. They're more and more difficult to get. So what I want to do here for a minute, I want to use the credit card remote to show you guys something, just how you can control it, and we're going to really listen to the sound here for a minute. You notice there's this digital display on the front that makes it really, really easy to see what's going on. So I'm only turned up to 50 right now. I also want to show you, there's the touch top. So if you ever want to stop it or pause it, it's as easy as a touch. And if you're ready to hear it again, so you don't have to have the remote control in order to do that. It'll start reading the disc and it'll play it a little bit more for you. I want to go up a little bit in volume. I want you to start to, again, we're in this humongous studio. And the past when I presented this, it's always been at my home, which is a small room. This is, I think, about a 40,000 square foot studio. We're going to fill it up with sound right now.
Right.
That's 60. This goes to 100.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Listen to it. And here's what I want you to notice. Here's what I want you to notice. It got louder, it didn't get more distorted. And that's one of the biggest takeaways from what Bose and what Waveguide technology does. As the music gets louder, it doesn't distort. And I'm talking about, especially here, beautiful vocals in this, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about the mid-range. There's a lot of wonderful instruments. There's no instrument quite like the human voice. And when you think of, in terms of music and in terms of musicology, you think of sort of the higher range, the tweeted ranges, and if we're talking in orchestral instruments, we're talking, the piccolos, we're talking that triangle is one that comes to mind as, one of the really higher ranges. When we think of mid-range, we think of sort of the mid-range instruments, most like a general guitar sound. Certainly the human voice and the warmth of the human voice would be in that mid-range of sound. Then when we think of lower instruments, we think of the bass guitar, we think of a cello, we think of a stand-up bass. We think of some of those sort of instruments. Across the range, as we increase in volume, we don't lose clarity. And that's one of the keys. And I want to take a moment now to show you. We have a video that shows you how this Waveguide technology works. So let's talk through this for a minute, because there's a very clear reason why this sounds like it sounds. So there are two 26-inch waveguides. That's why, you see how they're bended and folded? And again, this is a proprietary, patented way. It took about 14 years to develop this technology. And you see that the bass, the mid-range and the treble were coming out of the front, and the bass really comes out of the back. And again, it's the bass is what makes your heart beat. What you feel it in your body, right? When you feel the bass. Across all of the ranges, you have this extraordinary sound coming out, again, through two 26-inch waveguides. And so what happens is, as sound is just air and movement, but it can move in various ways. So it moves through those waveguides in a way that attenuates and tunes the sound, in a way that adjusts the sound, in a way that sort of cares for the sound, so that when it is produced, it is the most lifelike, the most live-sounding music you will ever hear. And there are 997 testimonials on hsn.com. I don't know if we're gonna try to take live calls during this hour or not, but I've taken the best live calls about this. People will literally walk into a wedding or walk into an event and go, oh, I hear the band. Where's the band? There's not a band. There's a Bose Wave music system sitting on a cardboard table in the back of the hall.
Right.
You know, I mean, really, that's all it takes.
You can't hire a band for $2.99.
No, you can't hire a band.
Live band.
Shoot, are you kidding me? You couldn't hire me. I wouldn't come play the piano for $2.99, let alone a whole band. So the point is, you really do, though, get this. If you've got an event coming up, as you think of the holidays that are coming up, as you think of back to school, maybe there's a wedding, maybe there's a bar mitzvah, maybe there is an anniversary, whatever it is, maybe there's a school reunion, this brings the party like nothing else brings the party.
Right, and let's talk a little bit about that technology, a little bit more in depth. I know you have a video that you want to share with us, so in case you're just new to Bose and you want to find out why it's different, why it's so special, I do want to emphasize there's a reason why there are 1,000 rave reviews on our website right now. This is the one wave music system that you've all come to know and love here at HSN, and from what I understand, we just don't know if and when we will be able to repeat this offer. So the future is unknown, but I can tell you that right now we have quantity. We have the two colors. We have the espresso black and we have the platinum silver. They both work fabulously. They're both, looks like they're running kind of neck and neck here, but if you have a preference, you could have one with the silver tone finish or the sort of espresso black, which is like a very deep brown, almost black color. You have a preference right now, and right now we do have free shipping on everything. That's everything on air, that's everything online, so it's a big free shipping day here at HSN all day Saturday. Enjoy the extra savings there. And then of course we have flexible payments. So we know this is still a considered purchase, very respectful of every single one of your hard-earned dollars. But if you've been waiting for Bose, if you've always wanted a Bose Wave music system, or if you're looking around your house right now saying, you're right, I don't really have a great way to play music where I can pop in a CD, I can listen to AM and FM radio, and if you add on the matching Bluetooth receiver, you can also, of course, listen to anything and everything that's on any of your Bluetooth devices, like your smartphones, your tablets, even a laptop. So jump right in right now. I have one for you. Remember, we're going back in time to the lowest price we've ever offered on this Bose Wave music system 4. We have not been able to do this as a today's special at this price in 18 months. Don't wait another 18 months. I don't know that it will even be here in 18 months. So I'm so excited for all of you to get this home, because I really think from the moment you plug it in and you pop in that CD you haven't listened to in years, or you start listening to that holiday music a little bit early, or you're just looking forward to filling the room, filling the house with amazing and cheerful and nostalgic holiday music, you'll be so glad. You'll be so glad that you got this. So here's my advice. Order yours tonight. Otherwise, you might miss out on this great offer. You can order it on hsn.com. You can give us a call. You can call us on the testimonial line. You can pop a question on Facebook. We're here to make sure that you have all the information you need to make a great decision. But I also want to go back to your video to show everybody why the Bose Wave music system really stands alone. We hear Bose, it really isn't a class by itself.
And I'm gonna go on record as saying I think August is probably the most appropriate month to start Christmas music.
Okay,
Yeah, so I
let's
mean,
make it official.
I am ready. I don't know
What's
about
the
you
date?
guys.
It's
I am like,
August 6th,
let's
everybody.
go. Like,
Aaron has just given you permission
no
to
kidding.
start
I start
the
listening
holiday
so early to Christmas. Yeah, I love
Okay,
this
but it
music
is still
so
before
much.
Halloween.
So
Just
I know, but you
okay.
know, it's okay. We can take it away for Halloween for a few minutes.
Whatever makes you happy.
I'm going to tell you just a little. I'm going to give you the tiniest bit of background. I'll play a little bit of music while I do about Dr. Bose, and then we're going to show you this really cool demonstration. So, Dr. Bose is the man who obviously founded Bose, and it's a really interesting story. He was a student at MIT, later became a professor at MIT. He bought a clock radio, and he lived in a dorm, bought a clock radio, brought it home, and said, this sounds terrible. We can do better. We can do a heck of a lot better than this. He spent the next 14 years developing the technology, the waveguide technology, et cetera, with other engineers, patented all of the, revolutionary, all those kind of things. That was the genesis of it. Again, he goes on to become an MIT professor and does things like invents the first noise-canceling earbuds and earphones. Bose is very well known for that. But I think it's an interesting story. It started out with an MIT kid in his dorm going, this radio stinks. I can make a better one than that. And one of the ways he does it is with the waveguide technology. We have a video right now. We're going to take a moment, take a look, and take a listen to this video, and Sarah and I will see you on the other side. What is sound? Sound is air in motion. And what we've set up here is a great way for you to not only hear sound, but also to see sound. Here's how we're going to do it. These are the speakers that are inside the Bose Wave music system. So when I take these speakers and put them in front of these candles, well, you'll see exactly what happens. And then we're going to change things up. Then we're going to take the magic. The magic inside the Bose Wave music system is the Waveguide technology. And this is the Waveguide technology. This is nearly 5 feet of tubing that's inside your Wave music system. It turns and moves inside that very compact, very modern system, but it changes the sound because it resonates and it echoes and it amplifies inside these chambers. So let me show you, you'll see for yourself the difference. Let's add a little bit of music. I gotta tell you, that never gets old because you can see the Bose technology at work. That's why everybody loves the Bose Wave music system. That's why it fills your room with sound in a way that nothing else does. Because that waveguide technology changes everything. Again, sound is just air and movement, but that air can move in lots of different ways. And at Bose, we make it move in a way that's very, very special. Never gets old.
No.
I have to tell you, that demonstration, every time I do it, like, that shows you, what you look at this thing and you go, man, I think, no, honey, does that sound a lot better than any other radio? And you go, yeah, it sounds a heck of a lot better. Why? Well, that's why, because of what we just showed you. We showed you the actual speakers without the waveguide technology, and then with that nearly 5 feet of tubing that simulates the waveguide technology. The waveguide technology is frankly much more advanced than that, and that's why, let me play a little bit of music for you here. That's why music sounds. Okay, this is my favorite opera. It's really the only opera I know well. This is Carmen.
Yes.
You could dance to this, I'm sure. Bum 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 bada bum 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 bada bum 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 bada bum 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 bum. It's a theme de Théodore is what it is. So I just want you. We're gonna play some Vivaldi for you in a minute too. Look, oh, perfect. Again, if it's yacht rock, if it's country, if it's classical, it doesn't matter.
All the above, right?
It doesn't matter what your flavor is. It all sounds great.
I'm sure a lot of you feel this way at home. Like you have a day that you're in the mood for one music, and then another day you're in the mood for another style of music, and then the next night you're in the mood for another style of music. So there's no judgments. Whatever's your jam, right? Now you can play any radio station, AM, FM. You can pop in any CD. Wouldn't it be fun to go back through that entire stack of CDs that maybe you've been collecting for decades? Maybe you haven't played them in a long time. And I don't know about you, I never got around to downloading all my CDs onto a computer. Okay, that was just gonna take way too much time. So I still have my CD collection, and what's on my CD collection? A lot of holiday music. Maybe that's where you have most of your holiday music. If you don't have a Bose Wave music system, you might not even have a CD player anymore. So now you can enjoy it. Isn't this fabulous? Now, I may have come over here to pour myself a glass of wine, but unfortunately, they didn't leave me a wine opener. Maybe that was by design. But I can tell you, this looks beautiful in a bar area. It's the perfect size if you want to do a bedside table. In fact, let's show you the bedside table. It's right over here. And, you know, maybe this is your new clock radio. Maybe you're tired of staring at that little clock radio that doesn't really play music or just has one loud buzzer. Wouldn't it be nice if you could wake up to a CD of your choice? That's right, on the alarm, you can choose if you want to wake up to a CD. You can also choose if you want to wake up to the radio. You can choose 12 different preset radio stations, or you can wake up to a nice, soft, subtle buzzer. Maybe waking up will be a whole new experience thanks to that incredible Bose Wave music system. See how it's less than 5 inches high, but it fills the room with sound. You're just gonna love getting the Bose Wave music system home, and here's why you should do it today. It's our Today Special. Only one day are we gonna knock $200 off the price and get this out to you. Right now, on Bose.com, it's $499. I don't want you to pay a penny more than you have to. We've been waiting 18 months to bring it back and to go back to the lowest price that we've ever offered, so do take advantage. I think you're gonna be so thrilled. While you're there, you can option for the FlexPay, get it home for about $60 a month. And remember, it's free shipping on everything today. Then say yes to our HSN Protection Plus plan if you want to add a little extra insurance policy on any of our electronics. That's always available for you as well. One more thing I want to remind you to order, because we do not have as many of the Bluetooth receivers as we do Bose Wave music systems. Already very popular. Almost half of you are adding this to your order. And for $32.95 or just another, oh gosh, $11 on FlexPay, why do we want to add this little receiver, Aaron?
A great question. There's a couple of things about this that make it extraordinary. You can, and I'm holding it here, you can cast using your Bluetooth from any Bluetooth device. So from a telephone, from a tablet, from anything you use. So if you love to listen to Spotify, or you love to listen to Audible, you love to listen to audiobooks, or big one, maybe you're watching Netflix on your iPad, but you want to hear great sound, right, that goes along with it. It turns this into a smart speaker. It is the smartest thing. Now, a couple of new things about this. 2 devices can be connected to it at the same time. So you don't have to fight with your honey over who gets to connect to it. You can both connect to it and listen to your music at the same time. There is now an amplifier built in, and I'm gonna show you actually. I'm gonna just go into my auxiliary mode here. That's all you do. You go into auxiliary mode. I have a phone right here, and I'm gonna start playing a little bit of music for you. Let me just turn this up. Oh, cool. So I'm gonna turn it up here, and I wanna turn it up for you here. One of the really cool things, another cool thing about this, is there's an amplifier built in. There didn't used to be an amplifier built in with a similar device, so that we weren't able to get the music loud enough. The amplifier that's built into this really changes it. And then last but not least, no batteries. It plugs into your device, into your Wave music system, and it plugs into the wall, and that's it. I really think that's it. So you plug it into the Wave music system, you plug it into the wall, you press auxiliary, and it's connected via Bluetooth to your device. Everybody who buys the Wave music system tonight, it is the smartest addition you can possibly add.
And then your phone can be anywhere.
Oh, that's right.
Across the room.
That's right. I'm right next to it, but I could be, you
can take the phone to the kitchen, you can take the phone into the office, you can take the phone into the bedroom, and then you can change the music that's already on your phone.
Do that right here.
And a lot of us are so used to listening to everything on our phone, that little extra receiver is a great addition to your purchase tonight. And in fact, I don't know about you, I'm a little addicted to podcasts right now. I'm like following way too many podcasts.
So many.
Right? Whether they're a documentary, whether they're true crime.
I like the true
whether
crime.
comedy.
I like playing at Money. I was playing at Money every day.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's
or maybe you have a favorite radio station that you love to listen to every day. Instead of listening on little tiny earbuds or maybe on a little tinny speaker on your phone or tablet, listen to your favorite music, talk, radio channels, whether it's Pandora, whether it's Spotify, whether it's a CD. Listen on a Bose. It makes such a big difference. In fact, it's so fabulous being in the studio to hear it. The only thing we can't translate to you at home is exactly what it sounds like, because everyone at home is probably listening to this
on your TV,
on your TV
or your computer.
speakers, right? Or maybe you're watching us right now on your computer or on our HSN Facebook live stream. So when you get this home, I think that's gonna be, I almost wish I was there to see you like take it out of the box, plug it in, pop in that one favorite CD that always makes you like in the best mood ever.
Like this.
And then say, oh yeah, now I know what Aaron and Sarah were talking about. Unparalleled reputation, best sound quality, period. This is what they're famous for. This is their most iconic wave system. This is the one that is the most popular system at HSN, and we haven't done this in 18 months. And again, with all the inflation that's out there, with the prices of so many other products going up, we're going back in time. We're going back to the lowest price that we've offered. It's $200 off. And with FlexPay, we can get it out to you for $60. However, here's what's happening. Already very popular. Doesn't that music just get you excited?
Already very popular. Ba-da-bum.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you do that for all of my shows?
I'm gonna try.
I just need a sound. I just need a sound system to back me up, and I'll do an even better job.
Music changes everything.
It does.
Being underscored, right? I mean, even as we talk in, we're underscored. And welcome. We're glad you're joining us tonight. We have some very important things to talk about, particularly the Bose Wave music system. You know, it changes the way you feel. It changes the way your home feels, and this one does it in a very different way than anything quite like it. I'll sort of review a couple of the things for you that I think are great about it. One of the really cool things is that if you ever want that music to stop for, actually, let me just be quiet for a minute and let you listen to the music for a second, then I'll review some things. I want you to listen to the track before this, because this is like, you would swear, listen, this is like recorded live at a concert. You would swear that you were live at the concert. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit.
Okay, I'll play air guitar.
I'm a pretty bad air drummer, but really bad actual drummer. I'm pretty bad.
You're still better than me.
But yeah, so that's something we really wanted you guys to hear, because that really simulates, you know, the live concert experience. Again, I was kind of talking about boat rock earlier. I mean, talking about putting in a good mood on the weekend, right? But let's see, what was I gonna? Oh, I wanted to take you through show you some of the features. First of all, I haven't actually talked about this remote very much. This is just a credit card style remote that makes it so daggone easy to do everything. So we've got the play function, the skip function, the fast forward, all of that. You've got 12 different presets, easy to go into your auxiliary. I know most of you are picking up the Wavecast so that you're able to connect Bluetooth with any of your devices. I'm going to turn it down just a hair, which is wild because it's what's it at right now? It's not. It was barely at 60, but I don't want you guys to feel like I'm shouting over it.
But if you really wanted to crank it up, you could, right? I mean, you could have a party in your backyard. You could have a barbecue. You could have the whole neighborhood rocking.
1,000%. I mean, really, no matter what. And in like at holidays too. I mean, there is nothing. Smell and sound for me. When I think holidays, I think smell and sound. I think of my mom cooking stuffing. I think of her I'm from Kentucky. She makes something called a derby pie. Like the smell of derby pie is Christmas, but also the sound of because my folks had Bing Crosby. The sound of Bing Crosby is Christmas to me too. There's nothing quite as emotionally evocative as sound, and when it is produced as though you're at a live event, I got to tell you, it changes the feel of everything. Okay, a couple of things about it. So I wanted to tell you about the credit card style remote. This is a really neat feature too. Take a look. When you touch the top, yeah, that's it. That's how easy it is to stop the sound. So you don't have to find the remote. It's really easy if you need to take a phone call or whatever it is. Touch it again. And it will, so you see, it says right there, there's this really nice, really big digital display across the front. So it tells you that it's reading the disc, so very, very simple to do. If I want to fast forward to another track, I can. There's an alarm clock built in. So there are two dual alarms. So you can set an alarm, you know, for you and for your honey. You can have 2 alarms set at the same time, which I think is really nice. The whole thing only weighs about 9 pounds. So really, really lightweight. It's about 8 inches deep. It's about 4 inches wide and about 14.5 inches long. So incredibly compact. And again, the setup, and Sarah's doing a great job showing it. Maybe we could look at what Sarah's holding up, because we have a couple other things. We have a microphone hooked up to ours and stuff so you can hear it well. But the one that Sarah's holding, you can see it's just one cable. And that is the simplicity of setup. You get this home, you plug it in, and you're listening to music. Oh, I have barely mentioned, I apologize, because I'm such an NPR fan. There's an AM/FM tuner as well.
Yeah.
So you can, you know, certainly listen to the radio too. And then again, I know we've said it a lot, but if you want to listen to any of your Bluetooth devices, it's really easy to pick up additionally the Wavecast. So those are a couple of the great features. Incredibly portable, incredibly simple to use. Maybe Sarah, after you sort of fill folks in on where we are, maybe we could take a look at that candle demo again.
Sure.
I think it's really, really sort of explains why this sounds as good as it sounds.
Right, because this is really technology that no other speaker has.
No, it's patented technology.
There's a lot of speakers out there. None of them have the Bose Wave Music System Wave technology. None of them have that immersive room-filling sound. Honestly, when you're in the studio, Aaron, I don't know if it's just me, but you actually can't tell where the music is coming from.
100%.
Right? Like, I was standing over there, and I had
That's
no
really
idea what Bose system was on because it felt all around me. It felt like it was behind me. It felt like it was in front of me. I felt like I heard instruments over here and instruments over here because that's what it's like. It's like you're right there. It's like you're right there. You've got a front row seat, your favorite band, your favorite Broadway show, your favorite orchestra, your favorite artist. Maybe it's just a little acoustic performance at a coffee shop, or maybe your favorite performance was like, you know, seeing U2 live, right? When they were on one of their big international tours and you were like, yes, and you heard your favorite song and it was in the rain and you're with all your favorite people. That's what we love about music. It takes us back to those most incredible memories. And with the holidays right around the corner, we don't know if we will be able to repeat this offer again before the holidays. So if you love holiday music and you love listening to your CD collection, I've got so much holiday music on CDs that I've never put on my computer, let's face it. I also love all the holiday channels on like Pandora. You can pick like classical Christmas, or you can pick like an Irish Christmas, or you can do, you know, sort of the fun, more modern pop Christmas songs. Just about every singer, celebrity has added a Christmas song to their repertoire. Like, you can hear them all. But unless you have a way to listen to them on a big wave music system like this one from Bose, it's not the same as listening to them on your phone. So here's what we have. We have 2 colors. We have the espresso and we have this fabulous platinum silver. They're both amazing. Comes with a remote control, comes with a battery, everything you need to get started. You just plug it in and you pop in your favorite CD or turn on the AM/FM radio, and you're enjoying it within minutes of its delivery. We also have free exchanges. So for some reason you order the silver and you're like, I think I want the platinum, or I ordered the platinum and I think I want the espresso. No problem, we have those as well, and we'll take care of the rest. But there is only one day that we're offering the Bose Wave Music System at $299. This is your Bose day. Doesn't get any better than this. Get yours home today, order yours now. And again, we're just so thrilled for you because I know this is a fan favorite. I know there's 1,000 customer reviews. If you're on the fence or are hesitating at all, just take a moment to read a few of those reviews and you'll find out why this has changed people's lives, because now they're listening to the music that they grew up to. This is their favorite decades. Maybe you want to go back to the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, whether it's jazz or Broadway or R&B or country or rock and roll. This is what we love to do in our free time. We bring music into our life. So maybe think about this, maybe even as an early holiday gift, don't you think, Aaron, for a loved one, you know, mom or dad? What would make them smile? What would make them happy? What would make mom dance again? What would make dad cry if he heard some of his favorite music that he hasn't heard in a long time? This would be such a wonderful gift. Giving the gift of music, because I don't think there's anything more precious to so many of us. A connection to our past, a connection to our loved ones. So we're gonna play a little bit more here in the studio, but I don't want you to wait to place your order. I don't know how long these are going to last. Already very popular. What are we at? 500 now, 600 now spoken for. Yep, so here they are. They're going quickly. All you need is one flexible payment on your major credit card, and we've got one reserved for you. You still have 30 days. So for some reason you get this home and you're like, I changed my mind. If you don't love it, you can return it. We want you to be absolutely thrilled with your Bose Wave Music System 4. But this is the one that you've been waiting for. 18 months in the making, our most popular, best-selling, iconic, all-in-one entertainment system. Because, Aaron, it really does it all, doesn't it?
It does it all, and it does it all so simply. That's, you know, there's just no sweat to it.
You don't have to run a computer. You don't have to download software.
You don't have to have Wi-Fi.
You don't even have to have Wi-Fi.
You literally plug it into the wall, you put in your CD, and you're like, holy heck, that sounds good. And there's a reason that sounds good. Why don't we do this? Why don't we show the Waveguide video without sound first, and I'll kind of explain what's happening in it, and then we'll do this really cool demonstration that we do with candles. So. Again, Dr. Amon Bose was a student at MIT, bought a clock radio, brought it home and said, this sounds terrible. I can invent something better than this. And spent the next 14 years working with the engineers there to invent what you see. And so what you're seeing are two 26-inch, they're called Waveguide tubes. They're very, very specifically attenuated and tuned, and they sort of caress the sound in such a way that you see the treble and the mid-range, the human voice comes out the front. Out the back, that purple sound is the bass, and that bass is what you feel in your bones. It's what you feel in your heart. It's what really, you know, you feel in your body. It's what moves the room. And Sarah made a great point earlier. She said, the thing about this is it's not only room filling, it's immersive. The best thing I know to explain it to as a musician, as I said, I've been a professional musician since I was 15, especially in a lot of churches and theaters. So I've played with a lot of smaller ensembles, 5, 6 instruments. And being in the middle of that, you kind of can't, especially when you're really grooving, you almost can't tell where the music's coming from. When everybody is really in the pocket, as they say. It's the same thing here, man. If you walked into this, you can see the studio is yeah, you see it now. The studio is a humongous room, right? You could if you walked in the door right now, you would have no idea if the music was coming from over there or over there or over here or over there. And that's one of the great things about this at a party, is it transforms the room. It immerses the room in sound. Okay, next thing I want to show you guys. This I think is one of the coolest things. We can only do this when we have a Bose Wave music system. We want to show off another way that this technology works. Remember, sound is just air in motion, but the way in which that sound is moved and those sound waves come out is what creates and changes everything about how our ears vibrate and what we hear inside. So take a look and take a listen. We'll explain a little bit more about that, and we'll see you on the other side. What is sound? Sound is air in motion. And what we've set up here is a great way for you to not only hear sound, but also to see sound. Here's how we're gonna do it. These are the speakers that are inside the Bose Wave music system. So when I take these speakers and put them in front of these candles, well, you'll see exactly what happens. And then we're gonna change things up. Then we're gonna take the magic. The magic inside the Bose Wave music system is the Waveguide technology. And this is the Waveguide technology. This is nearly 5 feet of tubing that's inside your Wave music system. It turns and moves inside that very compact, very modern system, but it changes the sound because it resonates and it echoes and it amplifies inside these chambers. So let me show you, you'll see for yourself the difference. Let's add a little bit of music. I gotta tell you, that never gets old because you can see the Bose technology at work. That's why everybody loves the Bose Wave music system. That's why it fills your room with sound in a way that nothing else does. Because that Waveguide technology changes everything. Again, sound is just air and movement, but that air can move in lots of different ways. And at Bose, we make it move in a way that's very, very special.
Well, if you're watching us live, I'm so thrilled that you're with us because this is a very, very special day here on HSN. Not only do I know so many of you love the Bose Wave music system you love music. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a singer, whether you're a performer, whether you're a musician like Aaron. I grew up dancing, so when I hear a live orchestra, there's nothing like it, Aaron.
Move, right?
I used to go to the classical ballets and perform in the Nutcracker every year, and then Swan Lake and Giselle. I mean, all of those amazing orchestrations, right? They can almost bring tears to your eyes. They're so powerful. They're so emotional. They're full of so many highs and lows. If you remember moments like that, you can recreate that orchestration experience, right? That you're sitting right at the front row of the theater, or you're right in front of your favorite live band on a Saturday night at your favorite bar, or maybe you're at that live concert outdoors one summer on a really hot, sticky night, and you're with all of your friends and you had the best time of your life, or maybe you just love to jam out to some of your favorite tunes from your favorite decade. Think about what's your favorite music that you love to listen to, and are you listening to it? Because I think sometimes we kind of forget, technology has changed so much. You might have a CD collection that you're not listening to. Or maybe just the everyday AM and FM radio stations you just want to fill the house with. Maybe it's the music that you want to wake up to, get your coffee, get your breakfast. Maybe you want to listen to the news. Yep. I love listening to NPR or some of those great talk shows. Maybe you like listening to weather. Maybe you like listening to the sports talk radio shows, right? And get all in there and analyze every player and every game and every single move and every single trade. What do you love to listen to? Remember, if you're adding the Wave Bluetooth speaker, I should say the Bluetooth receiver, you can now stream all of that great music from your phone or your tablet or your laptop to the Bose system. So it can turn into a smart speaker with just a very small installment of about $11 on FlexPay. We can add the Bluetooth receiver to your order, and that way you will have endless possibilities. But even if it's just for CDs, Aaron, I had a friend that sent me a CD. She's another singer in New York, and she says, listen to my new CD. And she called me like a month later, and she's like, what did you think of my CD? And I said, I don't have any way of listening to it. Right. She's like, your car. I'm like, we don't even have CD players in the cars anymore. So how are we going to listen to our music collection?
And if you had one in your computer, it would sound terrible.
It would sound terrible.
Anyway, you know what I mean? You wouldn't get the full music experience that you get here. So if you're just joining us, what this is in a very small, very compact, can go anywhere. Do you have a small, do you live in an 800 square foot apartment, or do you have a small area? This can go anywhere. It can be by installing. It's like plugging in a lamp. The installation is simply plugging it in, where not that many years ago you would have had to have various audio components, and then you would have had various speakers and a subwoofer and a tweeter and all of those kind of things. You get the benefit of all that. This is actually, I don't think I've heard this before. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Everything just brings its own attitude and its own mood and its own sort of spirit. Sort of sounds a little Irish dancing to me. To the room. And that's one of the things we love about it. A couple of features that are built in. AM, FM radio built in. I'm an all things considered guy in the morning. I'm an NPR guy in the morning. Love to have a cup of coffee and some NPR, so I like that. AM, FM radio. Of course, you can play a CD. If you're picking up the Wavecast receiver, so many of you are, then you can play any of your Audible books. You can play any of your Spotify or any of those kind of things. You can watch movies and have the sound come through here, Netflix, etc. Dual alarms built in, so you got 2 different alarms for the morning. This really nice feature where the top has a sensor. So you just give it a touch and that will turn it off, give it another touch and it turns back on. And then the final thing I'll mention, I think this is really nice, particularly in Florida, particularly in hurricane season, it has a 48-hour built-in backup battery. So if you have alarm set and those sort of things, even if you lose electrical power, you still have function of your alarms for 48 hours.
And it also like keeps all your presets too.
It does, 12 presets.
It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. And remember, this is the best day to buy a Bose Wave music system for. Today's your Bose Day. We took $200 off the price of Bose.com. No one else has this offer. This is the lowest price that we've found. We're going back to the lowest price that we offered 18 months ago. Don't know if or when we'll be able to repeat this offer. So say yes to music, say yes to your loved ones, and add this to your order. We'll be so thrilled. Aaron, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. A couple other things. You'll be back later today?
I'll see you guys at 9 a.m.
Okay. In the meantime, you can add HSN Protection Plus to your order. If you want to add that as a little extra insurance policy, we offer that against all of our electronics. This Bose comes with a 1-year warranty and, of course, always our 30-day money-back guarantee. You can place your order on hsn.com. While you're there, do know that it's a free